Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Estancia Lapacho here in Paraguay. We are just unloading the sugarcane, and I'll set this one going again, and then we have got to go back to some other tasks. Now, we found out to our absolute horror yesterday that we are not able to do the full field up at the top. There are two small trees that are sunk down below the level of the map, and we're not able to reach them. We can't get them with our stump grinder. I don't know if there is going to be a way round this, some kind of fix that we'll be able to use. At the moment, I've left it so that it's kind of pushed in a bit. Well, no, not pushed in. It's kind of left a little bit untidy using the roller. It's not left quite right using the roller, but it should be all right up there, I think. And we'll go back to it later on. We'll still be able to do stuff up there. It's just that it's going to look a little bit different. So let me just go over there. Oh, this one's finished now. He's done all of this field here. That's all done, which is excellent. But no, we've left it over here. I left the I rolled it out and left it like that. So what it's going to do, I'm not really sure. We've been over it with the plow and it didn't work. We weren't able to do anything. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to just put the hired help going, and we'll see whether or not it's able to work its way in through there. We do desperately need some fuel. You can see there, we've only got 5 litres left, so we'll need to go and get our truck first. Pickup truck, rather. This one we're going to come back to. I got another job for that one in a while. But no, I don't want that one or that one. I want the pickup right here. So we'll take this one and we're going to get the fuel bowser. My weekly question for this week, we'll be starting the pigs before too long, and we are going to be wanting to take them food and straw and water and stuff like that. So my question is, do I store everything down here like we are at the moment, or do I build a new set of sheds somewhere up by the pigs, and then we can store stuff up there and we won't have so far to take it? I don't really know how much of a benefit it's going to be. We're still going to have to go up there with the machines and stuff. It's just that we're not going to have to take everything quite such a long distance. So there's pros and cons to doing this, as far as I can see. You got the advantage of not having to take all the food and the straw and everything all the way up there, but then you've got the disadvantage of having to, you sort of keep it all up there, and it's going to take ages to get everything set up as well. It is going to take a while to do it. We'll just stop that one there a minute. And I'll jump back into the pickup. I want to go a little bit. It's a shame you can't overload with this one. But still, it's alright. We'll go back into here, and there we go. Now I can refill it. So we'll fill that one back up, and then we'll go whizzing up and refill the two tractors up in the top field up there as well. But yeah, do you want me to build the sheds up there or not? It's your vote. It's your game. Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. Do you want me to build sheds up by the pigs, or just keep everything down here and we'll take it up as and when we need it? Right, that one's filled. That one's done. So let me just start that one up again, and I'll jump out in here. Blocked by an object. There we go. Right, he's away, and so we can be away. We'll go out round this side and we'll run up the side of the field here. We can get the cultivator. He's probably stopped by this point, or he will. If he hasn't yet, he will be very, very shortly, and then we can grab that one. I'm starting to think, think about the game mechanics and different things that we can do. Unless I actually go into the map and I edit those two little bits, I don't think there's going to be a way to get rid of them, because I don't think those trees, the base trees that the map comes with, I don't think they grow. I don't think they get any bigger later on. So it's not like they're going to sprout up and then we're going to be able to reach them with a stump grinder or anything. They're just going to stop right where they are, and they're not going to do anything. This, to me, does present a little bit of a problem. There, see? It's reading that there is a tree there. And having a tree is really not a good thing. Right, if you could stop right there a minute, I can reload you. How much fuel has he got left? 3 litres. That's not bad going, really. Get it on 3 litres. I think that's pretty good going. So we'll load this one all the way up, and then I'll load that one up. We still need to bring a bit of silage back for the cows. That's going to be one of the things that I want to get done today if I can. And I want to be able to get the corn drill going again today. We'll do that once the cultivating is finished. That shouldn't take too long. I would also like to unhitch briefly the trailer of the seed tender off of the truck, and hang on, just want to start that one there. Yeah, I want to just restart the unload the seed tender so that I can take some beans over to the train station, and then we can get those sold at the train point. So we've got the train load point just over that way. I'm pointing. I'm actually physically pointing at the moment because obviously you can see that. No, we've got over here, look, beans are 1,854. It's a pretty good price for beans, I think. So if we can get that over there, we got 147,000. 2 trailer loads with our big red trailer, 70,000 per load. So there's 2 loads. We get them over there, and then we can get the beans tipped out. We may sell a load of corn as well. Get a little bit of cash from that. I don't think we'll sell those 3. We'll keep them. And then I also want to sell a bit of silage at the BGA. That is, well, currently it's 429, but the barn, that's 376. That's going up as well. That's not too bad. We could have a go with that. I should have been loading this while I was looking at that. Let me just go into there and get that one loading as well. Right, you're doing grand. You're doing an absolute wonderful job. Let's come back into here. So we'll do a bit of selling and stuff, but I'm not going to start this one going just yet. I want to finish that cultivating so that it's out the way, and we can also decide what we're going to do about that little island there with those trees. This really bugged me, that we've got that stuck there. It's frustrating because we've done all of this work. We've cleared all of this land, and we're stuck with 2 little tiny things there, which is down to an error on the map. And so the actual hired help for the game is refusing to go any further. It's refusing to go over it because it's saying, hang on a minute, there's a tree here. We can't go over this. It's a tree. And it's really not a tree. I've been over it a few times myself, but there's no talking to the hired help in this game sometimes. They just don't want to listen. So we'll run this one back home, and our very first next task will be, I think we'll sell some beans. That's what we're going to do. We're going to unhitch that truck over there, and we will dump the seed tender off so that we can get the big trailer on. We'll do any selling that we're going to do with the big trailer, and then when we've done that, I wonder if I can just whip along in front of him. I should have just kept going. I'd have been able to do it, but I'm not going to be able to do it now. We're just going to have a nasty accident and drive into each other. So I'll let him go in there, and yeah, I can just go in behind him. Just whip in behind him like that. There we go. Yeah, we get that one done, and then we can do a little bit of moving around of crops and stuff. I did get some food in for the cows yesterday. I felt that I was doing really well with that. We made some actual progress with what we wanted to do, and now the base food is up to 17%. I think that's going well. I'm quite pleased with that. Our sugarcane is doing lovely there. Let me just go over this way. I want, not you. Well, I am going to want to do something with that one in a minute, but we won't worry about it right now. Not you. No. I want to do a test with this one first. Before we do all the other things that we still got to do, I just want to run a little test with this one and see what it's going to do. We want original ground, and I want to leave the grass, I think. So remove grass, no, type original ground. If I lower that one down, what's it going to do? Just start rolling. Right, that's leaving us with cut grass, but it's not removing the weeds. It's not removing those big weeds. Right, so if I go remove grass, let's do that first as our first option. Remove grass. It does do it if I remove grass, but the problem then is I think I got to do it twice. Oh, hang on a minute. No, there may be another option. I've got to remove the grass for that to work, haven't I? Let me lift it up, and then we'll go through and we'll see what we got. I don't want cultivated or ploughed or sowed wide. Grass field. That might be what we want. If I can lower that one down, I don't remove the grass. Is it going to leave it as grass field? It's cultivated grass field. Can I do remove the grass and have it as grass field? Oops. I definitely did the wrong one there. Let me lift that up. I need to go all the way through this. Meadow, lawn, bright dirt, original ground, cultivated, ploughed. Hang on, let me go back through that again. It was meadow, paving slabs, dirt, meadow, lawn, bright dirt. There, so we got helper settings. Remove. Oh, I see. You got different angles on it there. Right, I see. Right, so we've got cultivated, ploughed, sowed wide, grass field. And then remove grass, no. If I change that to remove grass, yes, and have it on grass field, is it going to actually grow some grass afterwards, or is it not? So that bit works. And that bit works there. Let me just do, I'm going to do a line up through here, and we'll lift it up. And then we'll come in round again, and I'll do another strip. We'll know by tomorrow. We'll know by tomorrow whether or not this is actually going to work. If it does, I'm quite happy to go and do this through. It's going to be at least a week before I'm able to do this. We will have run a test by then, and we'll see if the grass is going to grow back. So head into the comment section down below today and let me know if you're happy for me to just quickly whip through this grass here and just turn it into grass field like this. That's all I'm going to do. At least that's what I'm thinking to do, and we'll turn this whole area into grass field like that. It's going to remove these big weeds, and it should leave us with a grass field, but whether or not it actually grows as grass is the question. I'm not sure if it does or it doesn't. It might be that we end up having a bit of a problem with this. If I go back, no, I want to go to soil composition, I want to go to there, and I want to click on grass, and looking at it here, I don't actually see any changes. We've got... Oh, I see. That's the different levels of cropping, isn't it? I think it is. Different colours. Why is it different colours? I've never seen it green before. What is the green? That green makes no sense to me. We've got ploughed. Soil composition doesn't come into it. No, it's this bit right here. What is this? That's all around the house, and everything up on top of the plateau is different. It's like it's not able to be cut or something. Whatever is that? Okay, let me just go and have a look. Oh! Look, you got different types of grass. You got that grass there, and then you got this grass here. Is this grass not able to be cut? What is the difference between the two? There's two different types of grass here. Maybe we need to get a mower on them and find out what they are. I've got no idea. This is all new to me. Right, that's something that we will have to investigate later on. But right now I want to investigate this. I want to get this one going. So if I unhitch that one there and I get going with this, I'll drop this one. The seed tender I will drop off onto the little trolley down there, and then we don't need to worry about it. And we can finish planting the corn a little bit later on. I'm going to worry about that just for a minute. So bring this one in over here. If I come in... No, I don't want to go in that side. I think I'll go in this side. Just because I feel like doing that. It's got nothing to do with the fact that I can't actually fit in there. Which one is it? I thought it was R to unload it. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to put it onto there, and then I can press R. For some reason it wasn't actually selected. I don't know why it wasn't selected, but it wasn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's done. We've done it. We've jumped onto there. So yes, we've got... It's different types of grass, isn't it? We've got a meadow type grass, and then you've got this other type grass here. So we've got a strip of it right there where that tractor is, and then you can see the other type of grass over here. There's like different patches of it all the way through here. So do they cut differently? We need to get a mower out here, and we will test this with a mower. We're going to do our selling first, and we can run some mowing tests later on, and we'll see if that makes any difference anywhere. I don't know if it will. It may not. Could be quite interesting, actually. I've never actually realized that there was anything different on here for any of it. So if we do have like these two different types of grass, and they perform differently with the mower, or they act differently, maybe they grow differently, they grow at different rates, I have no idea. And it could just be a visual. It could just be strictly 100% the appearance of it and nothing else. This is a very long trailer. I'm having to swing out an awful lot in order to be able to get all the way through here. But there we go. There we go. Let's get onto there and start loading. So I don't want wheat. I don't want barley or canola or sunflowers. I want soybeans right there. We're going to load up soybeans here. I'm going to fill this trailer up as much as I possibly can. Go all the way through. Now what you would do is you would have one person in the lorry, and he would be just driving forward as and when he needed to, and you'd have another person who'd be watching it, and he'd be telling you when you got to move forward so that the trailer loads evenly all the way back through, like this. And you wouldn't have it, it wouldn't sort of be filled at the bottom like that, like it is there. That's not how it would work. So this is all you do, is you just go along through here. Now, the farm that I used to work on, it actually had an unloading system like this for some of their grain. Not all of it, only some of it. It used to be quite slow. Now, if I was on the load all, I could load a lorry that turned up in a yard in, I think it was about 45 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And you get all of the grain coming out. It depended where we were taking the grain from. It depended how far you had to drive for each bucket full of grain. But it was roughly 45 minutes, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. And then you also had this system where you could unload some, or you could load up a lorry with some grains using a blower, and it would just sort of a conveyor system, and it would drop it out like that. However, that one was a bit slower. It used to take 2.5 hours to load a bulk tipper using that system, and so the drivers, they used to hate that, and they would try and have me load them with the load all, because they'd be off on their way an awful lot faster. So you wouldn't have two people doing that. You wouldn't have the lorry sat there and just sort of inching forwards as it was loading. You'd have the driver who would check it every 5 minutes or so just to sort of watch it. He'd find a little platform that he could sit up on where he wasn't getting the dust from the load blowing into his face, and then he would sit there quite happy and just watch it very, very slowly fill up. Well, not necessarily quite happy. Like I said, they used to argue over who got loaded by me and who got loaded by that thing, because if they wanted to get to their destination, if you got to your destination on time, you could get unloaded that same evening. If you didn't get there quickly, you could then spend all night there waiting until the following morning to get loaded. So it wasn't always a good thing to be have the slow loading system. Now we've got here, we've got tip side right, tip side grain door, tip side right. Oh, it's not right at all, is it? It's just a small flap on the back. Or you've got the grain door, which is the big flap on the back. So if I close that one a minute, and then all it does is it tips up like this. Look, hang on. I need to actually... Where's the tip? There's the tip button. There. If you look at the back of it a minute... Oh, no. That's the wrong one. It's completely the wrong one. Because it only goes up that high. So if I stop that, lower it down. That's on tip side grain door. So if I go through and I press U, tip side right. It's not actually the right, though. It's just the back of the thing, and it does the whole grain door. So if I do that, and then I tip now. There. The grain door stays solid, and it tips the entire thing up into the air like that. Looks a lot better, I think. It's still not very high, though. That's not a very steep tip on it. And also, the rams are right down the bottom end. That seems... I mean, maybe there are trailers like that, but it does seem that there is an awful lot of pressure on those rams if they're right back that end. Normally you'd have the rams further up, and that seems like there's a huge quantity of weight that those rams have got to pick up in order to be able to do that. Let's just empty this one out a second. If I do that and fold it up, we can run alongside these trailers and get this load here tipped out, and then we're going to go and get the train, and we're going to bring that one over, and we're going to start loading up the beans while we run back to the yard and we get the second load of beans and we dump that into the train as well. And then we'll be able to take those, we can run them up the hill, and we can tip all of the beans out, we can sell them, and we will make an absolute fortune at 1,800 per 1,000 litres, or I mean 1,800 a ton sort of, but I know it's not actually done in weight. It wouldn't be 1,800 a ton. 1,000 litres of grain is not a ton. It's not 1,000. Does not equal 1,000 kilos. It's actually less than that. I don't know what the weight conversion is, but considering that the world does generally do crops by weight rather than volume, I just tend to automatically convert it over to tons rather than trying to say per 1,000 litres, just because it's easier to deal with like that. Yeah, that one's going. Come back over to this way. Nope. There we go. Right, we want to take this one all the way... We've got a long way to go. You know what? I was going to go forwards and go all the way around, but we don't want to do that. I can just run backwards and just go straight down the bottom of the hill. There's only a little way to go. So if I get this one down underneath the spout down there, then I can get the grain starting to be loaded in here while we run off and we go and grab the second load of grain, and then we'll be ready to sell a huge, great big pile of beans. Tell you what, he looks bored. That bloke in there. He looks very, very bored about this entire train driving situation. And I've seen some train simulators. I've seen some different ones. And I gotta say, driving a train is not something that appeals to me. I've seen some people playing the very, very realistic train simulators. And if that's what it is like to actually drive a train in real life, that is not something that I want to do. It just looks so dull. Now, you know, I've driven tractors a lot, yeah, and you know, I've done some incredibly dull jobs driving tractors. Ooh, we've got 70,000 litres of beans in there, so if I just jump out and I can run over and get the truck. I've done some incredibly dull jobs driving tractors. So huge, great big fields where you've got to get the rollers and you've got to start rolling these great big fields, and it takes you a couple of days to roll a field with a set of rollers. That is mind-numbingly boring. It's horrific just going up and down the field. This was before the days of GPS and everything, so you couldn't set the GPS doing it and watch something on your phone. No touchscreen phones and no GPS, so you couldn't really do it like that. No. I just had to sit there holding the steering wheel, listening to the radio, going up and down the field for about 14 hours, and it took 2 days to roll the big field. That is possibly the dullest, most insanely boring thing I've ever done. And then I've gone along and I've looked at driving a train where you literally, the only thing you've got is a brake and an accelerator, and you've not even got a steering wheel. You don't even have the choice of where to steer or anything like that. It's just start speeding up, and then, right, we're this many meters away from the train station, so I need to start slowing down and just start applying the brake. And then we come to a halt in the train station. We sit here for 3 minutes, and then we start going again. And that is it. That's it. Just there's nothing else to it. And, well, I'm sure there is actually more to it than that. At least I would hope there would be, because otherwise I really would go insane. I do not have the mental capacity to sit and do something like that. I absolutely don't. So, I admire you if you're a train driver. I'm not knocking your profession, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't sit there and drive a train like that. There's no steering wheel. You've got no freedom of movement of any kind. All you've got is speed up and slow down. And you have to do it to very, very specific instructions and times, because otherwise you overshoot the station or you stop too soon at the station. I couldn't do that. I absolutely couldn't. So driving a train is not something that has ever appealed to me in any way, shape or form. So when I see the bloke sat in that train cab looking really, really bored, I can understand that. I really can. Because I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, yeah, that's probably what I would look like. I would probably look like that if I was the one driving a train. I mean, maybe there are some jobs driving trains that are a lot more interesting than that. Maybe I don't know. Is it the older ones a bit more interesting? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's just like the small trains that are really, really dull, and then the bigger ones, you've got a bit more to it and a bit more freedom to do a few things rather than just having to sit there and nurse the accelerator and the brake. I've no idea. What's it like? It must take a special frame of mind to be able to... Does anybody here drive a train? Has anybody watching driven a train for a living and know a bit about it? Because to me, I just couldn't do it. I absolutely couldn't do that. This is not something that I think that I would ever be able to cope with. I think I would fall asleep and just go right through all the stations and probably end up going too fast around a corner somewhere, and then the train would tip over, and that would be the end of Frithgar and his illustrious career as a train driver. It's probably best if I don't go down that road, I think. Let's just bring this one in here, and we can start tipping this one. If I just do that and that. There we go. Right, that one's going to start tipping, and I'm going to jump out of there straight away, and I'm going to come over to here. We're going to jump back into our exciting train. I'm going to start it up. I'm also going to keep filling it with beans. Let's back up a little bit. There we go. How much bean? I think it's 120,000 you get on these. So if we get 120,000 in this one, that means that we're going to want to put the other 20,000 over in the next carriage, which means that we'll get a much smaller price for that 20,000 than we will for the rest of it. However, the 120,000 that we've got in here is not going to be too bad. Once we do start driving up the hill, I'm going to go in cab, and we're going to do this little bit. There we go, 120,000. We're going to do this little bit from in cab just to see if it looks as exciting as I think it is while we're actually going along. So start that one up. Soybeans, 20,000. There we go. Right, this is the cab. So we sit on this seat here. We got Bill over there that we can talk to. Hi Bill, how you doing? How's the missus? We don't have much of a view. Bit grubby on the windows there. And what do we got? We've got speed, RPMs, and pressure. Where's the brake? Is that the brake there in the middle? I'm assuming one of those levers is the brake. But we're ready to go. We can go. Look at this. RPM's going up. Speed is going up. This is it. And that's all you get. That's our view right there. It's not very exciting, is it? I suppose we could look out the window. Do you get travel sick, ladies and gentlemen? Because if you do, this may not be the thing to see. This is all that's going to happen. Look, I can't really see anything. Just going along. Going along. Still going along. Okay, this is where we start to fall asleep. Just look out the window. Staring out the window. I've lost interest in driving the train at this point. We're just staring out the window, wishing for the shift to be over. Oh, look. A bird. Still going along. A bird. Still a bird down there. Shouldn't we think about stopping soon? As the train station is coming up there. We can start applying the brakes. Bit more on the brakes. Not really sure how much brakes we should be doing at this point. Slowing down a bit. I think I've slowed down too much. We're on 30k. It'll be about 30k when we get to here. We can slow down a little bit more. I'm sure that you talented train operators got this down to a fine art, so you know exactly when you're supposed to stop. I can't even see behind me. Where's my mirrors? Bit of soot came in the cab, so I was coughing a bit there, but we're all right now. It's okay now. Let me just inch forward a bit. Oh, there we go. Now we've stopped in the right place. I'm gonna look outside. I'm gonna look outside here, and I'm gonna see if we're actually in the right place. No, see, if we're still not in the right place. Pull forward up like this. There we go. Now we're right over the pit. We can unload properly. So that was driving a train. It really wasn't as exciting as you'd think. And I need to do that to unload. Now it's about $1,850 per 1,000 liters that we're going to get here. Look at that money going up. That is insane. $222,500 for our beans. Okay, it may have been a bit of a dull journey getting up here, but my goodness, it was worth it. It was worth it. Stop. And we want to go there. So we've got another 20,000 litres here. That is 34,000 there. We've got 335,000 litres. It's all paid off. All our hard work has finally become worth it. Now, this green up here, does that mean that we can't actually harvest this? So what I'm thinking is this doesn't seem to be part of it. Thinking that we can't harvest this at all. How does that work? Don't know. That one's stopped now. We can go back there and we can deal with that. Beans. Let's take a look at the beans a minute. Let's see how much they are now. Down to 1,682. So it has altered it a bit. 425. I think we'll go and do a load over at the biogas plant. We're going to leave the train right here, and we can stay there now. And we've got 335,000. We're going to have to think of something to buy now. We're going to have to actually think of things to spend it on. This silage here. Ooh, what about if we were to load a load of silage into this trailer here? 70,000 litres of silage would go quite nicely in there and bump that way up. And it would just be a lot easier to deal with. I think we'll do that. We're going to run this one all the way up. We'll park this one in the next bay, and I'm hoping that we can just sort of dump a load of silage into here, and then we'll worry about trying to extract ourselves from the entire facility later on. Let's first get in there, and we can load this one up with silage. And I also did want to sell some... what else did I want to sell? I'm sure I wanted to sell something else. There was something else that I wanted to sell. Can't remember now. I said I wanted to sell something else, didn't I? I was looking at it. Oh, corn. I want to sell a little bit of corn, if I can. Can I get round here, or am I going to get... Oh, no, that's it's an invisible spike. That's okay. That does make life a little bit easier. So if I come in round this way, like this, and I park about there, and I get stuck right in the wall. That's not quite how I planned for this. That's, I'm stuck right inside the wall. That was not how I planned that to happen. Right, we got more sugarcane. I do need to get that one going. Sugarcane is ready to tip out. I'll tell you what, if I do that a minute. Let me just empty this one out a second so that we can just keep this sugarcane one going, and then we can worry about starting that silage in just a second. We'll bring 70,000 litres of silage back. We'll also tip a little bit of silage from our trailer into the BGA as well. From the trailer on the John Deere, that is. One more part load to finish that off, and then we got another trailer load, another double trailer load just ready to go and tip. We'll find the best price for that, and we will tip that. That'll probably be in our next episode, though, rather than today. So bring this one up along here and tuck it in about there, I think. Doesn't seem too far, not too far out there. There we go. And he's away. Right, that's beautiful. That's absolutely wonderful. So then I can come back over to here. I want this one right here. And I'm going to back up a little bit, I think. I'm just going to unhitch that trailer. And then once I've done that... Right, unhitch you. Then go forward. And I'm hoping it'll go into that one. There we go. So I can start that one up like that. And I can lower it down. And it should start loading up our trailer there. So if we can fill a full 70,000 litres into that trailer, then the cows are taken care of for quite some time to come. We're not going to have to worry about having to feed them a load of extra at any point. They've got everything they need. Keep them going for at least the next few days. We could do with putting a little bit more power food in there anyway, just to top them up, but overall it's not going to be too bad if we can stick all of this in here. How much have we got in here? We got 663,000 litres of silage in this clamp, so it's not like we're going to be short of silage. We'll still be able to make a decent bit of cash out of selling the stuff from here. And it might be that this is the better way to do it. We could just use this one and we can tip a load straight into the BGA there. I'm going to have to move that trailer. I didn't think about that, did I? I should probably have done that first. So if we move, we'll do that in a minute. We'll move that trailer out the way, and then we can keep going with this. So I'm just going to bring that one forward a bit more. And I think what I'll actually do is I'll bring that over there. I don't know if I can get all of the silage on this side of the clamp to go into that trailer. I think I might be able to. I think it's all going to go straight into that trailer, even from right over this side. It may not. We'll soon find... Yes, it is. It's all going in there. We can take everything all on one side. So we could actually... There we go. It's finished. It's full. I'll stop you a minute. Like that. And I'll worry about moving that trailer another time. I'm not going to do that today. I want to get this back to the cows because I'd also like to get the seed going. I'm not going to... Again, that's another one that I'm not going to worry about today. We've got a little bit of chaff down that end. That's a little bit problematic, but I don't think it's the end of the world. So we can come up through there, and then I can just squeeze past the end of that trailer, and I can get right out. So if I get that tractor, and I move the other trailer out of the way, I can do this with big loads. We can do 70,000 litres at a time. I can tip some silage here out of this one, and then I can also take silage down there, because all we got to do is just drive along to the end of the track where the train is, and that's the other sell point. That's the bale sell point right there. And this is the 2 sell points for silage. We don't have any others. So bringing it... literally, they're right next to each other. So when the price is dipped on one, I got the other one that I can use. And we'll be able to sell quite a bit. And it shouldn't take very long to be able to sell all the silage if I'm doing it in 70,000 litre loads. There was less than 10 loads in the pit. Well, there was 10 loads, wasn't there? It was 660,000 something. So it would be 9.5 loads. So we do have 10 loads in there. So 9 more loads to deal with. Whether it's to bring some back, probably won't bring any back to the farm, to be fair. We will sell all of it and then we'll make a load more money, which means we got hundreds of thousands of dollars now. What are we going to spend all this money on? What do you think I should spend all this money on? I want some suggestions. That's what you can do today. Get in the comments section. We've got an absolute fortune here from selling beans. We got more beans growing in the field. We got silage. We got sugarcane is bringing in a pile of money, and we've got a whole load of silage up there. We got over 500,000 litres of silage that we're going to be selling as well. We got a fortune coming in. We got an absolute fortune going to be coming into our map in the next couple of weeks. So what do we spend this money on? A new combine is something that I would like. I really liked that John Deere combine that we were running, so maybe we could just run one of those permanently. A forager would be a really cool thing to get, but I don't know if we actually need that now. What else do you want? What else do you want to see? What else do you want to see on this map? We've now got the money to go and buy some things, and we do sometimes get some treats given to us from what is it? Agri. I can't remember the name of the company now that makes all the tractors and games. It's Stara. They're involved as well. They also give us. Seriously, we could put another full load of 70,000 litres in there, and it wouldn't even touch it. 200 cows apparently does quite a bit, and when we go overnight, the cows give a huge amount with milk as well. So there's another pile of money coming in there. I think we might need to do another silage crop and do it in our clamp over here. I did say that we were going to try and do all bales, but you know, the amount that we're going to need, that may not be the best idea anymore. Not with this number of cows. We'll see. On that front, we'll see. We're not going to make any commitments on that front. So let's just bring this one into here a minute, and we want to take a look at some prices. We want to have a look here. We've got 718 in the harbour. That's a lot of money. I'm looking at these others over here. I don't think we will. We'll go for corn, and we will sell $718 per 1,000 litres there. We'll take one full load. So let me go onto their soybeans. I want to go back to... No, I want to go forward. Corn, start. There we go. I love the golden colour of the corn. I never get tired. It's a beautiful, bright yellow, that colour there. It really does look quite... It's quite satisfying to see pouring into the trailer there like this. Just golden money. Well, golden money. It's gold. Gold. That's all it is. It's just gold. It's not black gold. It's not liquid gold. It's just gold. Look at it. That represents gold for us, ladies and gentlemen, right there. That money pouring in there. It may as well be gold dust that's pouring in there. It's absolutely wonderful. So where have we got to take it? This is a very good question. Hang on a sec. Hang on. It's the harbour. The harbour is that one down there. So we want to come out on the road and we'll go around this way, and then we can swing into the harbour down there. We can see if we can work this. Okay, let's put the cover on. Do this responsibly. We don't want to be having a load of dust blowing off the top and blinding the other drivers. We're going to be very careful and very responsible. We are running out of time now for this episode, so we will sell this load, and then that is going to be it. Next week, we will continue on with planting of the corn so that we have more of the golden stuff to be selling, and also, you know, we'll be using some of it for feed for our pigs as well. Do not forget my question for this week. Do you want me to build new sheds up by the pigs? Or do you think we should just stick with the sheds that we've got and keep all the food for the pigs and the straw and everything down here, transported up as and when we need it? It's your vote. It's your game. Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. I will have a look between now and next week and see if we can find out if there is any way to correct that little issue. I may have to just pop into the map editor and try and do it like that. I'm not sure how well that's going to go, but I will try. Maybe I can remove the two little trees like that, and but beyond that, I'm not quite sure. We might have to just accept that we've got some slightly different coloured ground up there or something after this, because of using the roller up there. That might present a bit of a problem. Like where I am in the field, in the grass field, I went and I've put in the new bits there. The only issue with those new bits that I've done is that the underlying colour for the... I pressed the wrong button. Is that the one? Looking at my... that one. It's tip. Why won't you tip? Is this not the sell point? I'm at the harbour. Oh, hang on. No. Still won't tip. Just hang on a minute. Unload here. Why won't it do it? I'm at the harbour, and I have corn. 720. The price is climbing. Is this not the place to tip? This is the harbour place to tip, isn't it? Do I need... Oh. Ha ha ha! Look! There is not a tip point. There is the tip point. I didn't see the tip trigger down the bottom. And I didn't sort of pay attention to not having the tip trigger down the bottom. But now we've got the tip trigger. All is well with the world. So we can tip this one up here. Right here in the harbour. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely wonderful. There is our gold pouring in. And how much are we going to get? Still going. Still going. The money's still pouring upwards. I like the way that the money keeps streaming up. $50,000 for just a load of grain. It's still 625 on there. It's not quite as much as it was, but that's not bad. I think that means it's still rising, so maybe we could get another good price in a little bit. We'll see. We'll come back to that. Anyway, that's all I got time for today. So if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.